Hello and welcome to TritipTV. I'm Kevin Kresge with my co-host Juliano Turuel. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Ironman Arizona out in Tempe, which is on November 22nd, 2009. Juliano, going through this list of pros,
Hello,
man.
Kevin.
What do you think about this list of pros that's showing up for this race?
I love it.
Jeez.
It's a mini Kona. This is really exciting. It's a very different race. I don't think Arizona has ever been, this competitive.
I agree with you. I think that the best thing they could have done was moving it from April to November. And this is looking at this list, and it just keeps growing and growing. I think we're up to 64 professional triathletes, world-class professional triathletes.
For sure.
It's a pretty good balance between the mix of the men and the women, but I do believe the women outweigh the guys as far as the talent coming out to this show.
I would say so too. And I know you didn't understand last time when we talked about this. When was it? A week ago? Why do people do Ironman after Ironman? They haven't recovered, and I think it's a little stupid. We talked about this before, but I still think they feel like they have some juice left in them, and they want an early qualification for Hawaii next year. That would be the only reason why, I think. Do you get that now?
No, I got it. I mean, you're right. I think I would agree with you on that. Arizona gave people a little bit more recovery time versus Florida. That's where the question was lying last episode, was why would these pros who race Kona go out and race Florida? It makes more sense with recovery and still having some in the tank to go out to Arizona, get it done with, don't have to worry about it for next year, maybe go around the world, do a couple different courses, win some money, and set themselves up for a nice schedule for 2010.
Well, a lot of pros, they go over the start list, and they keep going over and over, and they don't see any real high caliber athletes there, so they just jump in any race they can. So it's like a gamble a little bit too.
Okay, that brings up a good point. They are looking at this. They are looking at that start list, and this is a huge start list. Huge. If all these guys and girls show up for this race, I mean, it's off the Richter scale as far as the talent.
That's another thing.
Fighting for 7 professional qualifying spots in Kona. It's not like they've raised the bar and said, you know what, we're going to give 10. And we know how the balance in this works out. It may not be 3 to the girls and 4 to the guys, and it may, there's an offsetting balance, and I don't really quite understand how WTC figures out the formula, but how do you see it playing out? There's 7 spots. Do you think it's 4 to the men, 3 to the women, 5 to the guys, 2 to the girls? How do you think they're?
I think it's even, but I'm not sure. It's a surprise with WTC.
So, let's get into this list. I mean, I'm not going to give. Let's not talk about who we pick first, but let's just talk about some of the talent that's going to be out there.
Sure.
We're looking at Sam McGlone, Leanne DeCabe, Sarah Gross, Lindsay Corbin, Kate Major, Heather Wertel, Tara Castro, Gina Kerr. Am I missing anybody off? Out there? Have I missed anybody on the list?
Erica Cosmer, and I think that's really the only one that I think you would miss out of the real big contenders.
The only 2 on this list that did not race in Kona, who are going to probably have some very fresh legs, is going to be Sarah Gross out of Canada and Tara Castro, who lives down there in Austin, Texas. And then now let's get into the guys, man. You're talking about Mathias Hecht.
Yeah.
You're Max Longgreen. I don't know for sure if he's racing the race. I know he had a bit of a bug that pulled him out of Kona. Paul Ambrose, Jordan Rapp, TJ Tullochson, Torsten Abel. And I know you have a couple of guys.
I haven't really checked Richie Cunningham. The guy is a real talented guy, and I don't remember seeing him doing Ironman before, but man, this guy is the real deal, and I think he's going to be up there for sure.
And we got Pete Verbrozics coming into it.
Sure.
Some of these people that we're naming in this list you take into consideration when you're developing who you're going to pick to place here. We're going to extend this out because the list is so big. We're going to pick our top 5 favorite male and female. And don't forget, a few weeks ago, some of these folks raced out there in Australia for the ITU Long Course Championship. So before you just go blurting out, make sure you know who you're coming with, because they might have tired legs from Kona, then they went out and raced out there in Australia. They had to fly back, get into the groove, do a little bit of training. Now they're going to go out to Arizona here in a few weeks.
And a lot of these athletes nowadays, they race a lot, so much more, and you ask yourself, how do they do that? You have to, because when you think about preparation, an age group versus a professional athlete, they prepare differently. Professional athletes, they're racing a lot more, they have a better base, and they're I mean, they're not training as much. They go out and race a lot, then they rest. They do a little quality work, and then they race again, and on they go. It's a little different than an age grouper.
Well, it's obvious. I mean, even after my experience of what I saw in Kona out of these pros, there's a reason why there's a professional field and there's an age group field. So let's get into our picks here. Here's my 5 picks, and this is tough for me. It's
starting with the women.
Yeah, we'll start with the ladies. Wow. So I'm going to go with I'm picking my top 5 is going to be Lindsay Corbin, Kate Major, Heather Wertel, Sam McGlone, and Gina Kirk.
Okay, well, I've got some of the same girls. Well, Samantha McGlone for sure, Erica Cosmer, Lindsay Corbin, and Kate Major, and Leanna Cave as well. So that's my top 5. I mean, I'm not saying who's going to win or second or third or anything. But
why don't you say who's going to win? Who's your girl?
Should we pick really?
Who's your girl? Go ahead.
Okay, Sam McGlone is my number 1 favorite.
You know she made top 10 at Kona, which means she pushed a little bit harder to get that spot. You don't think she's coming in tired? And remember, she had injuries last year.
I really think she can win.
So you think Cliff has got her ready to go?
Oh, for sure. She was my top 3 in Hawaii as well. So.
Heather Wertel didn't have a great race in Kona. Heather Wertel is a very, 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 very strong individual when it comes to these races, and she's still trying to make her mark. But you know what? I think we're both going to have to agree on this. I think I'm going to have to go with Sam McGlone for the top pick as well. I think Sam's got it coming down, and Sam has, proven she's a great runner. I don't think the bike course really favors anybody here. It's not hilly, it's not flat, it's got a little incline going out, it's got some speed coming back into Tempe. So it's not like that's going to play a major factor. The winds could, the heat's not going to be there this time of the year. So let's talk about the men. I think with the men, I would tell you my top 5 guys, Mathias Hecht, Max Longreed, Paul Ambrose, Jordan Rapp, and TJ Tollefson. And Max, I'm sticking my neck out there for him that he's healthy, he's coming in, he's actually going to race this race. And because like I said before, he had a little bit of a bug, and I don't know the extent of whatever this bug he had. I don't know if it's an injury or if it was an illness. So who do you pick?
Richie Cunningham, Mathias Hecht, Jordan Rapp, Peter Vrunkosak, and TJ Tollefson.
And who's your man to go with?
This is going to be a surprise. Richie Cunningham.
You're
It's going to be my winner.
You're crazy. I'm going to tell you what.
I'm telling you.
I like Richie Cunningham. I think he has a good chance, but he's not going to win this. He's not going to win. He's not winning. I'm going to tell you this right now. As an age group athlete,
I think we're gonna do this on the air here. So we need to bet money, you and I.
Beers. We're betting beers.
My pick versus your pick.
Okay, beer. 6-pack of beer.
Beer?
Beer.
Wine.
Beer picks. I'm going with Mathias Hecht. This guy last year was in 2008. He was number 8 out there in Kona. This year he came in 13. I've had a little discussion with Mr. Mathias Hecht, and he is not very happy with his performance.
Like Mathias. I
do like the name Mathias. If I had a son, I'd name him Mathias. But anyways, I think Mathias Hecht is very hungry. He wants to come out. He wants to win. Going back to Richie Cunningham, he's raced a lot of 70.3s. He's racing next weekend over there at the 70.3 World Championship. I think he's going to come in tired. He's not going to come in fresh. And I think that Mathias Hecht is eager, angry, and wants to tear it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are our picks for Arizona. And I think when you get out to Arizona, if you're out there running and looking for recovery, SLS3 is your sock. It's our sock, and it's proven. I love it. Wear it. Have a great race in Arizona. We'll be out there, finishlinemultisport.com, and TritipTV. We'll be out conducting interviews with the pros and age groupers. So smile when we come by, say hi, and good luck, and become an Ironman.